Peter Pettigrew betrays the Potters. The biggest betrayal in the entire Harry Potter story starts with Peter Pettigrew. In the First Wizarding War, James and Lily Potter went into hiding from Voldemort using the Fidelius charm. This spell hides a person or place inside the secret keeper's very being. As long as the keeper stays silent, even Voldemort himself couldn't find them. At first, Sirius Black was supposed to take that role, but at the last moment, Sirius suggested they switch to someone less obvious, Peter Pettigrew, the friend no one would ever suspect. That decision changed everything. Instead of protecting James and Lily, Pettigrew betrayed them. He revealed their hiding place to Voldemort in Godric's Hollow. That betrayal directly led to their murders on October 31st, 1981, and Voldemort's attempt to kill baby Harry. Afterwards, Pettigrew staged another betrayal. He framed Sirius Black for the murders of 12 Muggles and for selling out the Potters. He even cut off his own finger to fake his death, then lived for years disguised as Ron Weasley's pet rat, Scabbers. This betrayal is shown clearly in Prisoner of Azkaban. In the books, the details unfolding during the Shrieking Shack confrontation, when Lupin and Sirius force Pettigrew to reveal himself. In the movies, the same moment plays out with Peter transforming back into a man in front of Harry and his friends. Without Pettigrew's treachery, there would be no story of Harry Potter. His choice to side with Voldemort is the single act of betrayal that set the entire saga into motion. Snape betrays the prophecy. Sybil Trelawney delivers a prophecy to Dumbledore in a back room of the Hog's Head. Severus Snape, then a Death Eater, overhears part of it and runs to tell Voldemort. The fragment he caught was enough. The one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord would be born at the end of July to parents who had defied Voldemort 3 times. That tip-off is what puts both the Potters and the Longbottoms in mortal danger. Snape realizes too late that Lily Potter is the likely target. Panicked, he begs Voldemort to spare her. When that fails, he goes to Dumbledore, pleading for her protection. Dumbledore calls him selfish, but Snape, devastated, agrees to switch sides, spy for the Order, and protect the child for the rest of his life. The Potters still die in Godric's Hollow. For Snape, that guilt never fades. From that moment on, his life becomes about atonement, guarding Harry for Lily's sake, passing Dumbledore crucial information, and ultimately agreeing to kill Dumbledore on Dumbledore's own orders to preserve Draco's soul and maintain his cover. In the books Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince, Dumbledore explains the chain of events. Snape heard only the first half, was thrown out, and told Voldemort what he knew. That single act sets the entire saga in motion. In the films, the betrayal isn't shown directly. Instead, Deathly Hallows Part 2 reveals Snape's memories, his horror, his plea to Dumbledore, and the promise that defines his redemption arc. Barty Crouch Jr. impersonates Mad-Eye Moody. The night before term, Barty Crouch Jr. ambushes Alastor Mad-Eye Moody, locks him in a 7-locked trunk, and spends an entire school year disguised as him using Polyjuice Potion. As Moody, he gains Dumbledore's trust and complete access to Harry. He rigs the Triwizard Tournament to steer Harry to Voldemort. He confunds the Goblet so it treats Hogwarts as if it had a second school, manipulates each task, dragons via Hagrid, Gillyweed via nudging Neville, and then Dobby in the book, and turns the Triwizard Cup into a portkey that sends Harry to the Little Hangleton graveyard. After Harry escapes with Cedric's body, Moody drags him to his office to finish the job. Dumbledore, McGonagall, and Snape intervene, subdue him, and force the reveal. Under Veritaserum in the book Goblet of Fire, Barty Jr. confesses everything: the trunk, the Polyjuice, the cup, and his role in Voldemort's return. Soon after, Cornelius Fudge orders a Dementor to administer the kiss, erasing the key witness who could have proved Voldemort was back. In the film, the deception and reveal are the same in broad strokes, but the Dementor's kiss on Barty Crouch Jr. is not mentioned. Either way, it's one of the longest, most elaborate betrayals ever carried out inside Hogwarts. The betrayal of Dumbledore's army. Dumbledore's army starts with a simple sign-up list in the Room of Requirement. Hermione secretly jinxes that list, so if anyone snitches, the word sneak erupts across their face. In the book Order of the Phoenix, the traitor isn't Cho, it's her friend Marietta Edgecombe. Under pressure from her mother's job at the Ministry and Umbridge's intimidation, Marietta reveals the DA to Umbridge. The jinx explodes into action. Ugly pox form the word sneak across her skin. Cho tries to defend her, saying Marietta was scared and made a mistake, and that argument is what finally breaks Cho and Harry apart. The movie simplifies the whole thing. In Order of the Phoenix, it's Cho herself who gives up the DA, with Hermione later saying Umbridge forced Veritaserum on her. In the books, that detail never happens. Either way, the fallout is the same. The group is exposed. Dumbledore takes the blame to protect the students, and trust inside Hogwarts takes a major hit. This betrayal stings because it's small and human. No dark mark, no grand plot. Just a scared teenager who folds under adult pressure, and another teenager who stands by her friend and pays the social cost. Book readers and movie watchers still argue over who really betrayed the DA, which is exactly why this moment endures. Regulus Black betrays Voldemort. Regulus Arcturus Black starts as the perfect Slytherin heir, pure blood pride, a Death Eater's mark, loyalty to the Dark Lord. Then he learns the truth from Kreacher about the cave, the potion, and Voldemort's obsession with hiding a powerful locket. Horrified by what Voldemort did to his house elf, Regulus turns. In Deathly Hallows' book, he sends Kreacher back to the cave with orders. Swap the real locket, Horcrux, for a fake, and leave a message for Voldemort. Regulus drinks the potion himself, summons the Inferi, and dies on that black lake, while Kreacher escapes with the locket. Kreacher tries for years to destroy it, but can't. The locket later resurfaces, stolen from 12 Grimmauld Place by Mundungus, and ending up with Dolores Umbridge, until Harry's trio finally takes it down. The films only hint at this through R.A.B., and a few lines, we never see Regulus's last stand. But in the lore, it's one of the most pivotal betrayals. A Death Eater who quietly flips, wounds Voldemort where it hurts most, his immortality, and pays with his life. It's a small private act that changes the war's trajectory. Mundungus Fletcher steals from the Order. Mundungus Fletcher is an Order member with a thief's instincts. In Order of the Phoenix, he even abandons a guard shift near Privet Drive to chase a dodgy cauldron deal. Arabella Figg catches him furious. That's the pattern. Dung always puts profit first. After Sirius's death, he begins stripping 12 Grimmauld Place of Black family heirlooms. Among the items once seen in the house was a heavy locket no one could open. Slytherin's locket, a Horcrux, though no one knew it at the time. By the time the trio returns in Deathly Hallows, the locket is gone. Harry sends Kreacher to hunt Dung down. In the book, Kreacher drags him back, and under pressure, Mundungus admits he sold and bartered what he took. Then Dolores Umbridge confiscated the locket from him at the Ministry. In the film Deathly Hallows Part 1, Kreacher, with Dobby's help, corners Dung, who blurts out the same key detail. Umbridge has it. Mundungus doesn't work for Voldemort, he's just greedy. But that greed almost derails the Horcrux hunt and forces Harry, Ron, and Hermione to break into the Ministry to retrieve the locket. In a war where every artifact matters, one petty theft becomes a major setback. Xenophilius Lovegood turns Harry in. Harry, Ron, and Hermione visit Xenophilius Lovegood, looking for answers about the Deathly Hallows. He seems helpful. He explains the symbol and the tale, but he's desperate. Luna has been taken. Hoping to trade Harry for her safety, he secretly sends a message to summon Death Eaters and tries to stall the trio. When the Death Eaters approach, the pretense drops. Xenophilius draws his wand and attempts to hold Harry long enough to hand him over. The house is filled with oddities, including a mounted Crumplehorn Snorlax horn that Hermione recognizes as an Erumpent horn, highly explosive. Spells fly, the horn detonates, and the house collapses in a blast of dust and splinters. In the confusion, Harry, Ron, and Hermione disapparate. In the book Deathly Hallows, Xenophilius admits why he did it. He believed turning in Harry was the only way to bargain for Luna's life. The film Deathly Hallows Part 1 shows the same arc. Lovegood's desperation, the attempted betrayal, the Death Eaters closing in, and the trio's escape amid chaos. It isn't treachery born of malice, it's a father making a terrible choice under pressure, and it fails. Luna remains imprisoned at Malfoy Manor until the trio and their allies rescue her later. Percy Weasley betrays his family. Percy's betrayal isn't dark magic, it's ambition and pride. In Order of the Phoenix, he throws his lot in with the Ministry line that Dumbledore is unstable and Harry is lying. He accepts a fast-tracked post as junior assistant to the Minister, writes Ron a pompous letter telling him to distance himself from Harry, and breaks with the Weasleys so completely that he won't come home. Molly is heartbroken. Arthur and the twins are furious. He keeps the stance through the next year, backing the Ministry as it stonewalls Voldemort's return. Then the Ministry falls. In Deathly Hallows, Percy finally sees what's been obvious and comes back at the Battle of Hogwarts. He apologizes to his family properly and fights at their side. He even publicly denounces the Imperious Minister Pius Thickness and duels him. And then the story turns cruel. Percy and Fred are shoulder to shoulder, joking about Percy dramatically leaving the Ministry when an explosion rips the corridor. Fred is killed. Percy drops to his knees beside his brother's body and in shock and fury turns on the Death Eaters with everything he has. The film cuts this entire subplot, which is why book readers feel it so strongly. Percy's arc isn't about evil. It's about how pride can make you betray the people who love you and how costly it can be to admit you were wrong. Kreacher betrays Sirius. At 12 Grimmauld Place, Kreacher is bound to serve the House of Black, but in his heart he's loyal to the old pureblood family traditions. That loyalty makes him lean toward Narcissa, Malfoy, and Bellatrix Lestrange, not Sirius. In Order of the Phoenix, this bias becomes deadly. After Sirius loses his temper and shouts, "Get out!" Kreacher twists the order and leaves to visit his other mistresses. He tells them what they want to hear. Sirius cares deeply for Harry and is almost always at Grimmauld Place. Then, on their instruction, Kreacher injures Buckbeak, so Sirius has to stay upstairs looking after the Hippogriff. When Harry uses Umbridge's fireplace to check on Sirius, Kreacher is waiting. He says Sirius is out and slyly hints that he won't be coming back. Combined with the vision Voldemort planted in Harry's mind, the lie convinces Harry that Sirius is being tortured at the Ministry. Harry rushes to the Department of Mysteries. The order follows. The trap is sprung, and there, in the heat of battle, Bellatrix Lestrange kills Sirius. Kreacher doesn't deal the final blow, but his deception is what sets the dominoes falling. A house elf's quiet betrayal opens the door to tragedy. Draco Malfoy against Dumbledore. Voldemort assigns Draco an impossible task: kill Albus Dumbledore. Draco is 16. He starts with clumsy assassination attempts, cursing the opal necklace that ends up injuring Katie Bell when she tries to deliver it, and poisoning a bottle of mead that nearly kills Ron. Both attacks trace back to Draco using Imperius on Madame Rosmerta to pass items and messages. His real plan is bigger. He repairs the vanishing cabinet in the Room of Requirement and links it to its twin in Borgin and Burkes. When it finally works, Death Eaters slip into Hogwarts through the cabinet. Draco corners Dumbledore atop the Astronomy Tower and disarms him. He can't finish it. He's shaking. He's crying. He lowers his wand. Severus Snape steps in and casts the killing curse. In the book Half-Blood Prince, we later learn Dumbledore asked Snape to do it, to spare Draco's soul and maintain Snape's cover. The film shows Draco's hesitation, the cabinet plot, and the tower scene with the same emotional beats. Draco's betrayal is forced and tragic. He opens the door for Voldemort's forces, but he never becomes a murderer. It's a wartime portrait of a kid trapped by his family's choices, used as a pawn, barely holding it together.